first, a major pro-Palestinian rally has just started in London. During protests last week, tens of thousands marched, some seen openly expressing support for Hamas. The British Home Secretary has warned that those found supporting terrorist groups will face the full weight of the law. Well, joining me now, Wahid Beheshti is an Iranian dissident and human rights activist. He's been campaigning for the British government to recognise the Iranian Revolutionary Guards as a terrorist group and was attacked by pro-Palestinian supporters last week because he was flying an Israeli flag to show sympathy with the victims of Hamas, an Iranian-backed terrorist proxy. And Wahid is with us now. Wahid, I see that you're out on the streets. You've got your Israeli flag up. A pretty bold move given the scenes that we're seeing in London today.
Thank you for having me here in Allura. And today they have their stage exactly in front of our street. But please, thanks to the police, they have their vans here, they have their forces here. They block the road from both sides. So far they are not here yet. But they will get here about 1 hour. And of course, we embrace them. You know, I've been advised to bring the Israeli flag down. I said, there is no way I bring the Israeli flag down. I'm going to stay here. This is our principle. This is our values. We cannot go even one step backward from these values. They want to destroy these values, not in region, even in middle of Europe. We're not going to allow that. We are willing to pay the price for it. And then, yes, we are waiting. Police are waiting. And their stage is exactly outside of our street today.
And what advice have you been given by the British authorities, by the police, Wahid? Because I saw that there was a Jewish group in London a couple of nights ago. They were driving around London with a van which just had pictures of the hostages on, and it said, "Free the hostages." And they were told by the Metropolitan Police to switch that off because they could be in breach of public order. They would have been in breach of public order. Have you been given similar advice?
Unfortunately, you know, the police saved me, and that's why I'm standing here today talking to you, because of the great work of the police. But from the other side, their ways is not appropriated, is not the best way. Because, yes, I received the advice. I had 3 meetings with counterterrorism in a unit in past week, and their advice to me, their main advice to me was this: to convince me to live here for 4 weeks, for example, for 5 weeks. I said, there is no way I live here for 5 weeks, because it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. This is a long war. This is not operation. This is a war with terrorists, and I'm not going to live here. So they have to understand, these terrorists, that we are not going to go backward. Yes, I've got that advice. And I said to them, I refused that. With full force, I said, I'm not going to leave here. I'm going to stay here, and I'm not going to bring the Israeli flag down. We are going to have the Israeli flag up here, and they have to understand that they have their views. We have our views. We have our reason that we have to stand strong in front of these terrorists this time, and we should clear the region.
And I mean, your bravery is really commendable, Wahid, and you know, and it's a sign, isn't it, of how your brothers and sisters back in Iran are also struggling to overthrow the Islamic regime. They have also shown extraordinary courage. How is your support for Israel representative of the Iranian people?
Okay, I can send this message, give this message to my brothers and sisters in Israel. You have the full support of absolute majority of Iranians. And only if we look at this past 2 weeks, we saw what happened in a football stadium about 10 days ago, yesterday in football stadium, when they call out the regime, 1 minute silent for Gaza, you saw what happened. People made so much noise, and that showed people of Iran standing side by side, shoulder by shoulder with Israelis in this battle with terrorists. Yesterday, in the sunny part of Iran, Zahedan, the Baluchistan, after the Friday prayer, people of Baluchistan, they came out and they chanted, no to Gaza, no to Lebanon, and we sacrifice our life for Iran. That means no to Hamas and Jihad, no to Hezbollah, and we are just for Iran. They showed their support for Israelis. And another example I give, Miss Fatima Sepehri, a political prisoner, when they transferred her to hospital for heart surgery, after her heart surgery in hospital, in her first video, she says they transferred her to prison now. She stated, we are with our with Israelis friends. We stand next to Israel and we condemn this barbaric act of Hamas. So Israelis have the full support of Iranians. And one thing I am going to say here to the whole world, I don't know how much time I've got, maybe take 1 minute.
Go on.
Yeah, look, I had few interviews here with television, some media, they said, okay, if Iran get involved itself directly in this war, is going to become very dangerous, it's going to become third world war. Is not like that. What our leaders are not seeing is the support of more than 80 million Iranians who they are against this regime. After with confidence, I say this. If Iran involved itself directly in this war and Israel, America, and the UK target few of IRGC's sites, the Beit House of Khamenei, or maybe few of their nuclear sites in 2-3 days, then the whole world witness how the Iranians rise again and finish this regime once for all.
All right. May we all have an ounce of your courage, Wahid. Good for you. Good luck today. Wahid Beheshti, thank you very much. Quite astounding.
An important reminder of what people in Israel already understand, even if people abroad don't understand that we understand it. The difference between the Iranian regime and the Iranian people. And there's been friendship between the people of Iran and the Jewish people going back millennia. And we heard it in that soccer stadium, as we just heard. We heard it just on our screens right now. It's real, it's broad, especially in that diaspora where people have more freedom and more ability. And God willing, we will overcome the Iranian regime together and be able to rekindle that partnership in a real way.
Yeah, we have good friends in Iran, that's sure.